So I will say this is one of the few times where I haven't read any of the comics. I don't know if any of this stuff happens in the comics or not. There are Marvel Zombie comics, if you didn't know. Civil War, I had read some of the Civil War comics, but I hadn't read all of them. So I knew somewhat what was going on before I watched the movie. Um, in this, I don't really know. I mean, they had a what if episode that I watched and reviewed that season, but it's whatever. We got some zombie characters, like we got Abomination, we got Captain America, we got Ghost. Let's talk about the first episode. It's three of the new women characters. We got Kate Bishop, Ironheart, and Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is my favorite out of the three, so I'm glad that she's the one that survives and is basically the main character of this show. I really enjoyed her show. Kate Bishop's show was fine. Ironheart was fine. Miss Marvel was the show I enjoyed the most out of those three characters. So I'm glad she was the one to survive. Still sad that they died because it would have been a chance to develop them a little bit more. But yeah, they get killed off pretty quickly. They're apparently all friends in this show, even though, as far as I know, I don't think they've ever met. I have missed a few MCU projects like the Marvels, Thunderbolts, and a few other movies, but as far as I know, I don't think any of these characters have met. Um, Red Guardian is here as one of the somewhat main characters. He also has his daughters here, but I haven't seen Black Widow or Thunderbolt, so I don't really care about these characters. That is not a fault of the show, but I will point that out. I don't really know these characters, so when they died, I didn't really feel anything. I didn't feel anything for Red Guardian losing his daughters because, it's a zombie apocalypse. I expect these characters to die, and I just don't feel like we spent enough time with them for me to care. It was just like every episode, one character dies. You know, his daughter dies in the first episode, his other daughter dies in the second episode, and then he dies in the third. It's whatever. I didn't feel bad for them. I feel like maybe I would have felt more for them if I knew these characters from the MCU movies. I had watched their projects, but I don't even know. Um, Hawkeye has a somewhat prominent role as a zombie in this show. Captain America has a fight with Red Guardian and he bites him, but he doesn't get infected. That just pissed me off. It's not like he's Iron Man wearing a suit of armor. He's just wearing clothing. He gets bit by Captain America and it's like a gag. When Captain America's a zombie, he goes, biting's cheating. He was bit by a zombie and he doesn't get infected to the third episode. It's weird. Zemo's also here. Spider-Man's here very briefly. He gets like narration in the third episode in the beginning, but doesn't show up till the fourth episode and doesn't do that much. He does kill some zombies by yanking their heads off with spider webs, which was really cool. It's just surprising to see Spider-Man kill. I will say that. That's just not something I expected. I mean, it's a zombie apocalypse, so even people with no kill rules are gonna have to kill zombies. But still, nonetheless, it's really surprising to see a character like Spider Man kill. Although, like I said, it was just very briefly. Um, the episodes, there just isn't that much to talk about them. Scarlet Witch has some really lazy writing in this show where she shows up as a zombie. They hype her up. They talk about how she's the queen of the dead. And then in the third episode, she shows up non infected and she infects a bunch of people. And she's trying to make you think that she might actually be a good guy, but she almost immediately reveals she's not. Were we supposed to think that she wasn't for like half a second? I don't get it. It was strange. But it turns out that she had like brought a feast and everybody was eating zombie parts this whole time. And that is how Red Guardian gets infected. Thor shows up in this episode. Rocket and Groot are killed, and a bunch of people are killed. So Thor's sad. So he just kind of sits on his throne. But he ends up deciding to fight some zombies in this episode, and he gets infected. The fourth episode, they reveal that Hulk has like this lot of power, and Scarlet Witch wants it. So they try and go defend him. A lot of them get killed. Miss Marvel tries to stop it, and Scarlet Witch manipulates her mind into thinking her friends are still alive and they're out eating shawarma and drinking smoothies and stuff. It's just whatever. And then she realizes that, oh, that's not real. And then the episode ends and that's it. That's it. That's the show. There was only 4 episodes. And they end on a cliffhanger because I guess they're expecting to get a season 2. I'll watch it. I mean, it was fine, but it wasn't anything special. Blade also is in this show. He was pretty fun. He is Moon Knight though. Like he's got like Moon Knight's powers, which is unique. Not a bad show.